truth of his statement. At a minimum, take your potty mouth out of my office. I have better things to do than this. It would be great to get out of Manhattan, she retorted. It's like the inside of a microwave out there, and September isn't going to be any better. Wait, you're sending me somewhere? There's money for that? A very small sum of money. So small that some is an overstatement. I'm hiding you for all the good it'll do me. There are other people here who want this assignment. You screw it up, and there's no point coming back. He pushed a folder at her. Good old Ed, who still believed in writing on paper. I want you to do it because if you can't, I have no use for you. We've been down this road for the last time, and we're only going down this road because there's a journalist under there somewhere. She started to open the folder, but Ed added, This isn't negotiable. There's no point looking it over. Yes is your only answer. You can rant into the wind somewhere else. Reality check, Al. Most newspapers don't have a hard science beat anymore. You know how many people we lost and how many never came back from the last furlough? Grow up. You have to earn a place here, every day, regardless of who your mother is. She glared at him, pissed that he'd brought her mother into it. He knew she hadn't earned this place with nepotism. He glared back, not a muscle in his face moving an inch. He meant it. Damn. Closing his office door behind her, she maintained her poker face as she stalked between metal desks, following the gray path worn into the once yellow 1970s linoleum. With mindless recall, she turned left, right, left, and ended up at her own desk on the other side of the floor without bumping into anything or anyone. She sat down with relief. She'd managed not to look at the chairs that were empty. Jobs gone forever. People gone forever. Funerals never held. Memorials en masse. The room was full of ghosts whose names she wouldn't allow herself to remember, at least not sober. She tried to look busy as she purposely did not open the folder Ed had given her. Her mental notes about the article structure for the quantum computing conference call were jotted. The space limit for tomorrow's article was verified. Social media pings from other journalists wanting a comment on #Congressman Douchebag were read and ignored. Pencils were sharpened. The sweltering Manhattan street 5 floors below her was examined. Alas, no sign of her favorite kebab vendor. Finally, there was no choice left but to go out into the blistering, dank, foul-smelling late afternoon. The smell was not improved by the dirty, soapy water spilled across the sidewalk by a worker polishing the letters of Media Holdings Group on the side of the building. If she looked closely, she could see the faded outline of the newspaper's name, excised 9 months ago in favor of the name of the conglomerate. She chose not to confront that particular reality today. She was as stubbornly defiant about it as a sports fan who deemed all attempts to rename ballparks and stadiums as capitulation to evil forces subverting all things good and right in the world. As usual, she paused just outside the doors to wipe her lenses free of the condensation of fetid air on her air-conditioning chilled glasses. Every day of the humid summer, she wished she could wear contacts. She didn't put her glasses back on immediately, as she was going to have to wipe them off again. Though the world was blurry, she could make the walk down 8th Avenue to McGinty's, including navigating around the broken curb at 35th Street. She'd need a drink before she could read up on her assignment with anything like equanimity. After a block, she resorted to a trick learned during the pandemic: peppermint lip balm and a mask. It made the world smell a whole lot better. There were always a few people wearing masks these days. She now kept one handy year-round, but mostly it came out during the smelly summer, and whenever her spidey sense felt something contagious could be incubating in crowded transit hubs, especially the subway. Plus, she felt a little bit like QE the First, who'd held orange and clove pomanders to her nose to traverse the sewage-strewn streets of London. Her humidity-soaked polo shirt had dried out, and the barkeep had brought her a second Buchanan's 12-year by the time she opened the folder, where Ed had scrawled STB on the tab. STB? Some total bullshit. One of the managing editors wanted an in-depth series into the corporate success of socialite entrepreneur women's empowerment guru Helene Jolie and her brainchild lifestyle.